Chris Sutton has admitted Celtic transfer confusion with Jota and Starfelt exits examples as he wonders if flop was coming. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. Also, Neil Lennon's been getting stuck in. He says Celtic aren't equipped for the Champions League. Are Celtic in a meltdown? Are Celtic fans just too entitled, thinking that trebles should be the norm and that anything else is a disaster? It could be that way because the Hoops, the boys, are out the cup, and the Parkhead legend has reacted to the elimination, and Chris Sutton is not a happy bunny. He is raging with the selling of Carl Starfelt and more, but we'll go into it in this article. Chris Sutton says Celtic transfer decisions like letting Carl Starfelt go have left him scratching his dome after Kilmarnock knocked his former side out the Fireplay Cup. Molly Watkins struck in the second half to ensure a 1-0 win for Derek McKinn's men. The ends boss Brendan Rodgers' invincible run in the domestic cups. It also means he can't complete another Parkhead treble. He can't complete another one. Thank fuck, like, to be from my point of view, but it is, man. It's such a sense of entitlement. Like, we've seen it, right? And I think some Celtic fans they should agree with this, but the fucking meltdown during the 10 in a row season, actually rioting outside the stadium because there was a bit of a gap to Rangers in the league, fucking throwing metal barricades, attempting to get at the team bus because they weren't having it their own way. Honestly, see if the roles were reversed back in 2012, I don't know what would have happened to Celtic and their fucking fans. I mean, as great as it would have been to flip that, but damn, what would have happened? It also means he can't I've already talked about that, as he vowed to try and land more quality before the transfer window shuts. Jota and Carl Starfelt are two key players to have departed this summer, and Sutton can't understand why the latter, who joined Celta Figo, would be allowed to leave with so many important games upcoming. All 6 of the Hoop signings so far have been aged 23 and under. He told 606, what do Celtic fans think about that defeat? Was it coming? Celtic, have they done enough work quickly in the transfer market? I don't believe they have. They have lost Jota, have injuries to key players. Chris Sutton, man, he's not a happy bunny. Celtic lost Jota, who was a key player for them last season, haven't really replaced him. That centre-back partnership, I don't think they lost a domestic game with Carter Vickers and Starfelt. Carter Vickers pulled a hamstring last week, or has a hamstring injury, and Starfelt was sold to Celta Figo. You are thinking, why are you letting a player of that ilk go when there are important games coming up at the start of the season? Out the League Cup, that's a big blow for Brendan Rodgers. Should they have acted in the recruitment market and brought a more quality in? I think they should have done. So Chris Sutton thinks that, but we're going to have to take a wee look and see what Neil Lennon thinks. But for Chris Sutton, yeah, he's kind of spat the dummy. But Derek McKinnon, he knew it was a penalty. Celtic, we all knew Celtic should have got a penalty when Haksabanovic went in. But guess what? The refs are corrupt, and they're never going to give Celtic a penalty. That's just the way the reality is. And this season, Celtic are going to get one penalty. Rangers are going to get 1 million, and Rangers are going to win the quad just because the SFA are that corrupt. It's a sad reality, but we have to deal with it. Anyway, next up, Neil Lennon. Neil Lennon doesn't believe Celtic are equipped yet for the Champions League. The former Hoops boss expects Brendan Rodgers to spend big before the transfer window shuts on September the 1st. Brendan Rodgers, he'll be managing them in the Champions League. He's home. He's back. Rodgers so far has already signed 6 players at a cost of almost 15 million, but as we feel Celtic need to spend significantly more. Pundit Lennon said, yes, I might be wrong, but I think Brendan's come back not only for the Championship but the Champions League. I'm not convinced the squad's as strong as it was last year just yet. I don't think it's Champions League ready. I think before the end of the transfer window, Celtic will need to add a few quality players to that to make inroads in it. Last year was the first time in the competition for 4 or 5 years. They've had a taste of it, finished with 2 points. This year, Brendan, I think it's a big carrot for him either to get out of the group or make sure there's European football after Christmas. And Northern Irishman was on punditry duty for the Fireplay Cup game. Lennon added, I'd like to see them get another striker in. I know there's talk of wingers coming in, but they've got a plethora of wingers, brother. But another striker to complement Kyogo. But I think Celtic fans, by Brendan comments about wanting to bring quality in because that's exactly what the team needs. I also think they need another holding midfielder who can release your McGregors or Rileys and attack. A physical presence in the midfield. They lost a bit of physical or aggressive duels to Kilmarnock, and they did lose a lot of physical duels to Kilmarnock. They just weren't good enough, and talked about it yesterday in the League Cup review show. Both Old Firm clubs looking shaky. Is this the year for a team to do something in the league? Well, we'll have to wait and see, guys. Hopefully, well, not hopefully, like, but I mean, from a Rangers perspective, I would actually like to see a club outside the Old Firm challenge for the league. I mean, fuck me, man. It's been a long time, partner. But anyway, Chris Sutton, Neil Lennon, give their thoughts.